Most people chase attention desperately. They stay constantly visible, always reachable, convinced that the more they appear, the more they matter. But truly strategic individuals don't chase attention, they claim mental real estate. Because attention fades quickly, mental occupation lasts. When someone controls your schedule, that's temporary influence, but when they dominate your thoughts, when you replay their words in your head, when you dissect the meaning behind their silence, when their presence lingers long after they're gone, that's real power. You don't need to hunt for eyes on you. You need to become unavoidable inside someone's mind. Most believe obsession is built through raw intensity, more emotion, more effort, more constant contact. That's a mistake. Obsession is born from psychological tension. The human brain doesn't fixate on what's fully explained and resolved. It clings to what feels unfinished, ambiguous, unresolved. When everything is predictable and complete, interest dies. When there's a gap, a hanging question, a calculated void, the mind returns again and again, almost involuntarily. That's why the most powerful figures aren't the loudest, they're the most mentally invasive. Machiavellian thinking isn't romantic or emotional, it's leverage engineering, mastering how attention functions, how memory works, how psychological friction keeps someone tethered to you. As Machiavelli understood centuries ago, true dominance isn't forcing feelings, it's engineering the conditions so their own mind keeps pulling them back to you. The ultimate control isn't over actions, it's over thoughts. When your presence sparks unresolved curiosity, when your behavior defies complete prediction, when your withdrawal creates inner friction, you become psychologically inescapable. People don't pursue what's freely available. They pursue what already occupies space in their head. Today, we're breaking down 7 modern dark psychology principles drawn from Machiavellian logic to turn ordinary presence into lasting mental imprint. These aren't tricks to beg for attention. They teach you how to create psychological gravity, become unforgettable, valuable, inevitable, without effort, without pressure, without neediness. Real power is being mentally unavoidable. Before we dive into the principles, do this right now. Close your eyes for a second, take a slow, deep breath, and repeat this sentence out loud or in your head 3 times. I own the mental space of others. My absence carries more weight than anyone's presence. Lock that affirmation into your mind. It will become your reality if you apply what follows. If you already feel that power rising inside you, go to the comments immediately and write, I own mental space. That's your first act of ownership. The people who do it right now are already wiring these lessons into their subconscious. Don't skip this step. It's the trigger. Principle 1. Own mental space, not physical time. Most people think influence grows with quantity, instant replies, endless conversations, total availability. But overpresence breeds familiarity. The brain gets used to you, files you as known, and stops investing effort. The opposite strategy, maximize residual impact after you leave. A short but loaded interaction forces the brain to reconstruct, analyze, replay. The less raw material you give, the more the mind fills in the blanks internally, and that internal replay turns into fixation. Speak sparingly, but with precision. End exchanges while the energy is still climbing, never when it's dropping. Create an unfinished emotional state, curiosity, mild tension, desire for more. Silence after impact isn't emptiness, it's amplification. Absence following a strong mark inflates your perceived value. Affirmation to anchor, my impact lingers long after I'm gone. Principle 2. Remain impossible to label. The brain loves categories: reliable, predictable, open, intense. Once boxed, attention collapses, nothing left to explore. To spark obsession, become multi-layered. Reveal contradictory facets at the right moments: ice-cold calm, then unexpected dry humor, restraint, then sudden intensity. This cognitive dissonance forces constant reevaluation.
They can't file you away, so they keep spending mental energy trying to decode you. This isn't acting, it's emotional mastery, selective expression, independence from external expectations. The more complex you are without chaos, the more captivating you become. Affirmation: I'm too layered to be defined. Principle 3. Engineer controlled uncertainty. The brain craves closure on emotional loops, but thrives on them when they're subtle. Total certainty kills intrigue. Controlled uncertainty keeps the mind engaged. Stay consistent in character, but variable in emotional availability. Sometimes warm, sometimes reserved, no explanation needed. Reply on your rhythm, not theirs. Leave gray zones around your real investment level. The lack of clear measurement sparks internal speculation. What does he really think? When will he show up again? That open loop becomes addictive. Mystery isn't deception, it's space left for interpretation. Affirmation: I cultivate the mystery that pulls them in. Principle 4. Link yourself to elevation. People are drawn to anything that makes them feel stronger, sharper, more capable. If your presence triggers motivation, clarity, discipline, ambition, you become a source of internal reward. Don't aim to be comfortable, aim to be elevating, challenging perspectives, grounding energy, silent example of high standards. When they leave feeling upgraded, the brain links progress to you. It prioritizes anything tied to future growth. Affirmation: I represent upward movement. Principle 5. Master emotional contrast. The brain adapts to monotony and forgets it. Contrast resets attention. Dominant calm, then sharp humor. Restraint, then rare warmth. These peaks create deep memory anchors. Control your variations. Stay centered, but shift intensity deliberately. Each contrast becomes an event. Layered emotional experiences feel authentic and alive, therefore more valuable. Affirmation: I create unforgettable emotional spikes. Principle 6. Exit at the peak, never past it. Every interaction follows an emotional curve. Staying too long flattens the high point and makes the memory ordinary. Leave when energy is still rising, fresh curiosity, genuine laughter, deep focus. The interruption creates positive void. The brain anticipates continuation and replays the interrupted high. Anticipation bonds stronger than satisfaction. Affirmation: I leave them wanting more. Principle 7. Never display need. Visible need destroys value. The instant they sense you depend on their approval, attention, or presence for security, the frame flips. You go from choice to necessity. Project inner abundance, full life, clear priorities, emotional independence. Show interest without urgency, engagement without attachment. When your attention feels selective and scarce, it becomes premium. They start investing to earn it. Affirmation: I am whole without anyone. By applying these 7 levers, you stop chasing. You build mental architecture where they return voluntarily, over and over. This isn't forced manipulation, it's psychological engineering. Scarcity, mystery, contrast, independence, these forces make your imprint permanent. You're no longer optional, you become a passive obsession. If this video shook you and you feel the power rising, act now. Hit like to lock in the energy. Share it with someone still begging for attention. Subscribe and turn on notifications. The next videos will make you even more mentally dangerous. And in the comments, claim your dominance. Write, I am mentally unavoidable, plus the principle that hit you hardest. Those who do it right now are already cementing these lessons in their subconscious. Your mind is your most lethal weapon. Starting today, make sure others can't get it out of their heads.